Here we go. This is a fantastically exciting race for me. Two Bridges Loop. It's a Zwift Racing series. We have three laps, 4.5 miles each lap. And we've got quite a big pack here. It's 8:10 UK time, hence you can just about see me with my mobile phone light on the left. 43 riders on the right hand side. Feeling pretty good. Not done this. I've done parts of this course before, obviously Utopia, the sprint, and other parts, but I've never done this as a course. My intention was to really play. By the way, I have put the brakes effect to zero effectiveness. So that I do not stamp on the brakes as I'm going on the final sprint. Brake gate is over, thanks to those people in the comments who highlighted to me that I'd actually put the brakes on going up a hill. What an idiot! What an absolute novice! So I wasn't going to make that mistake again. I'm actually using a heart rate monitor for the first time on the left-hand side. You can see it in the hood, so I've dropped that in the hood. What are we doing now? So, yeah, a little climb here. I was going to use the controllers effectively, stay in the draft. Having said that, I'm running out front here. I was feeling pretty fit. I'm averaging nearly 300 watts there. What am I doing? Never ever learn, but I just get a bit excited on the first lap. 12.8 miles to go, just gone over 0.6 of a mile. Quite a bit of climbing in this for such a short course. I think there's almost 800 feet. Again, over 3 laps. So, yeah, I wanted to do a bit of a recce on the first lap. I was hoping that nobody would break away. But look, you can see the pack's actually 2 and 3 seconds behind me here. So no one's wanting to make a breakaway. Does that tell you the power of the people in the pack, or just everyone just wants to, like me, do a bit of a recce on the first lap, see how it feels, and then there's 2 laps to have a think about how they attack or go to the end of the sprint. So this course, just reading, watching on YouTube, it's rolling quick, punchy little climbs, like the one you see there, 6.5%, then a dip, then a little incline, then relatively flat. And these little inclines, you can hardly notice them on the graphic on the right, but they are just little annoying 5%ers. I'll just fast forward through here and we'll get to that. Lots of thumbs up there, fantastic. I was full of energy for this race. Forgot to put my cycle top on though, so I've got some daft t-shirts and I started sweating. I think it was made of wool. First climb here, you can see a bit of a nasty one. I don't know what it gets up to, perhaps 6, 7, 8% on the orange and the darker orange. This is the main peak, the main climb of the lap though, and it was interesting to see. It did feel like it went on a bit longer. You think, oh, I'll just get around this corner at the top and we'll be all right. So I was feeling pretty good. Got up, stood up, just to put myself in the front. I didn't feel I needed the feather. I didn't use that because there's a banner and I can replenish that. It's a bit naive there, typically. 44 riders, I like to stay at the front of the pack because I can't just sit at the back and wait for the punch. As you can see here, the ones with the feather are obviously got a clear advantage. And I'm putting in 356 watts there. So I'm not sat by it, but there's a downhill, you can see it on the right, a descent, and then you've perhaps 0.8 of a mile to the end of the lap, and that's the first lap done. Here we go, a little cheeky, you think, you don't actually go up that incline there because we turn left there, and I think we go by the coast here. It is a beautiful route, very scenic route. Standing up here because I was out of the draft and I'd made a mistake going down the hill without using the draft, which is a bit foolish. So I got back into the the main pack. Yeah, some people are sprinting ahead, but we can pull that back. Remember, there's 2 laps left, probably 9.6 miles left, so they're not going anywhere. As you can see, there's other riders in this second group that are just reining them in. Let's see, felt pretty good and well in the draft there. Averaging 260, which is strong for me, 170 BPM. So this is a new thing. I didn't know whether I was going to be averaging 190 or 120 on a race like this. But I believe that's pretty intense. 170 on average. Doesn't seem to be changing as readily as my watts are changing. I'm only going to 171, but I'm putting 436 watts in a minute ago. So I don't know how often the signal pings and is picked up. I'm not sure exactly, but you've got the British rider Shearing out the front there on his own, 2 seconds building a cheeky lead. So I went to chase after him. I thought I'd take responsibility in the pack. Hesslink's seemingly doing the same, which is good. He's not just sat behind me drafting. The rest of the pack are coming up, so we should rein him in. We're all working here to get him back under the banner on lap 1, and we're a tight group there. I felt we're a strong, tight group. I have to go after him again because we're just not pulling that gap back. Here we go. I've got the steamroller power up to be used on the cobbles, or I have done in the previous French Zwift racing series, and it gives you a little advantage, probably psychological more than anything. The funny thing, this is the ENVE, I think that's how you pronounce it, sponsored event. Here we go, we catch Shearing here, reining back in. Yeah, the ENVE sponsor, and we've all got the same wheel set. It says in the marketing material you'll feel a difference, but I doubt you will, especially if we're all on the same wheel sets. Just comes down to the old power in the legs, classically. The French rider just going out the front there. Just making a little statement on this little 3%er, the start of the lap. It is a bit of a nagging 3%er there, you certainly feel it. Still averaging 260 watts, 14th gear here. I couldn't stay in 15th on an incline at 3%. 5 miles completed, 12 minutes, 300 feet. Haven't used the power up yet, but I'm in a great position here. It's the usual, get to the 3rd lap, and could I get over that peak in the lead group? That was the question. But I'm comfortable here. It's been difficult, but I was feeling good, and I was not feeling out of my depth. Look, you can see I'm drafting nicely, right in the middle of the pack there. I couldn't have been saving any more watts. I mean, tell me if I'm perhaps on the left-hand side there, but you can't be concentrating all the time on that. I'm getting a nice little cheeky draft here. 8.1 miles to go, little incline here. Now, I felt the other riders were picking up the pace. There's no doubt here. They're just going over these and sprinting. So I couldn't not concentrate. Otherwise, I'd be being dropped on these. And you've got Shearing seems to want to stay right out the front. That's usually a mistake I make. And there I've gone right through, perhaps pushing too many watts. I've just backed off there down to 46 watts, 186, 200 again. Thumbs up, excellent. Little puncher here, and there's going to be one in about 50 feet. He's rolling flats. It is an exciting race, I've got to say. It's very enjoyable. I'm loving these races. Less than 15 miles, 500 to 800 feet, 35 to 45 minutes. So competitive and a lot of fun. I've been selling Zwift to friends at work, saying, you're getting the calories in. You're going to be getting 600, 700 calories in, and you're having a good time before you know it, you're done. And, look at the heart rate. I'm still at 171 there. Average 256, which is still above my FTP. Been doing that for almost 15 minutes now. Tail has seen that the Swede has gone off. 7.5 miles to go. We're probably a third way through lap 2. Just gone over that crest. Bit of a break on this descent now. 3 miles to go for this particular lap. Haven't needed the steamroller. I think you can use the steamroller on the bridge here. Has anybody else? Yeah, they've used it. I don't know. Somebody in the comments tell me this, but if you are in the top 3 going into that banner, do you get a special power up, or does everyone get a power up finishing within a certain time? I've using the steamroller, but I don't think it's effective on the tarmac. I don't think it has any effect, and I've got another one coming, so I was a bit confused about that. I've got a thumbs up. I don't know what that's for, because I've just sat in the pack, not doing anything special or anything out of the ordinary. Half of the race gone. Nearly 16 minutes done. I suppose I haven't fast forwarded this. It's not it's just tactical staying in the pack. Not even drafting there, so I don't know what I was doing sat in second there. Bit foolish because everyone else is drafting off me. Just lost a bit of concentration there, I think. 251 average watts, 15th gear. 353 calories completed, 54, 6.5 miles gone. I'm sat at the front like a fool. Up a little punchy incline here. I felt quite comfortable stood up today. It was not the usual pain, and yeah, I felt pretty good. It's not really a tight bunch here. Everyone's the same. You've got 4 riders not drafting basically there on the front, arguably. Coming up to the punch here. Here we go on the descent. I've come over the top then first there, which is good. Let's have a look. 6.5 miles to go. 2 miles of this lap. Bit of a descent now. There you go. A bit of drafting. 370 calories done. Everyone's moving into position. I'm in a real good position here. Shearing again, he's feeling strong. I'm predicting he's just stretching this pack. He's not letting the pack just sit and dawdle along at a training pace. He's stretching the pack, and I think he's trying to tire everybody out. Do we go over this bridge if I remember? Yeah. Here we go. Second place here. I'm not sure. Let's have a look. Yeah, there's 2 groups you can see. We've got a front pack here, probably the first 25 to 30, and then you've got a group perhaps 10 seconds behind that. .9 miles to go. You can see the big giant sculptures there, the cyclists, and here we come to the second lap. So this is going to be a tough one. Who's going to break away? You've got someone racing on Watt, the Canadian on the right. He's gone ahead, set the pace. 43 watts, 249 average watts. But I'm sat right on his wheel. We're about to go on the orange steeper gradient here. It's completely dark in the UK at this point. I'm having to stand up here. Have I dropped? No, I'm still 15th gear. I should have perhaps dropped a gear there earlier. I'm having to do 400 watts. Everyone else seems to be the same. They've got a feather, I've got a steamroller. So anybody explain why I've got a steamroller? Everyone else has got a feather. Steamroller's not going to help in any way. People are pushing here. I think it's because they are probably putting a similar power out, but a bit lighter, affected by the feather. And you can see I'm gently getting dropped here out of the top 15, 16 here, and there's a little bit to climb over here. I'm still stood up. I'm not hanging back here, doing over 350, 59 watts there. And now we're on the descent, and I need to be in that pack, else I'm not going to get any draft. And then there's another climb. It's relentless, this. We're going left here, as before. So I thought, right, I'll stand up, let's get back into that park. There's 2-3 seconds. There's a gap building, and they're all drafting together and working together. This is a disaster. 8 miles completed, 529 feet. 2-3 seconds behind the pike. They're all together working. 252 average, and I needed that draft on the descent. 3-4 seconds now. Difference. I'm in a bit of no man's land here, so this is where I did have some energy, and I said I'm going to pull that pike back. There's no way. Look, 3 seconds. And I just looked, they're all having a bit of a break. So on this flat, I try and get back off here. Yeah, I remember doing that. 430 odd watts, just stand up for 5 seconds. The gap is 5 seconds now. But I did put it in there. That was a bit unmotivating, really. That was a bit... I thought, what do I need to do? So I'm on the flat again, getting up off the bike, probably doing 5-6 seconds there over 400 watts. Because I've got to pull them in. There's still 5 seconds. 175 beats per minute there. Here we go again. 385, 396, 379, another 5 or 6. The gap remains at 5 seconds. Got to put it a bit more of a sustained effort in, perhaps for 7, 8, 9, 10. Mopping my brow there. Still average 172 beats per minute. Here we go. They go through the barrier onto the final lap. But I felt just here, look, 4 seconds on the right. I felt I can get in the back of this pack, and they've all just eased off to 2 watts a kilo, and that was my chance. So get off the bike, standing up, 461 watts, 416, and here I can just roll into the back of the pack. I'm back in it. I'm really proud of that. Really, really, really proud of that. Now the question is, there's a little... Yeah, as soon as I get into the pack, how unfair. Well, I shouldn't have been dropped earlier, should I? But I get in the pack, I'm in the draft, 176 beats per minute. I'm not slouching around here. I don't think anyone's working at this moment as hard as I was. Just get to the front there, and I know I've got to keep to that front, otherwise they're going to try and drop me again. And what have I got? The only power-up's a steamroller. Very encouraging though. I'm managing to stay with that front with Cooper, the British guy. I was. Shearing's there. I'm in a great position here. Just get over this brow, and then 4 miles to the finish. Third lap. There we go. There we go. Right. It's up to me now. I've got myself in position. Managed to survive. Honestly, that chase was so much fun. Let's fast forward it. I stay in the pack here, obviously, and it gave me a bit of a break. I'm not sure how everyone else was feeling, but we'll get to this final climb. I've got the feather, so everything's going for me. I'm in and out of the pack. I'm drafting. Yeah, here we go. 1.3 miles to go. Starts off a shallow incline, then it goes to the orange, then the dark orange. If I can get to that top bit, there's probably 0.9 feathers. Why didn't I activate my feather now? Perhaps that's a bit too early. When did I do this? When did I time it? I felt people were coming past me here. Everyone's got the feather on. Why didn't I put it? Oh, I did. Okay. I think that's too late. I'm already being dropped. So I'm putting 400, 399, 409 watts. I'm going round this bend, still climbing. I'm kind of in the pack, but I've got it 5 meters to gain there. If I don't, I'm going to be dropped. Feather's still activated like everybody else, but it's running out. I'm putting 400 watts on standing up. I am absolutely pushing it here. 181 beats per minute, 182 beats per minute. I mean, I'm glad I can measure that because then everybody else could see 183 beats per minute, how hard I'm working. You know, this is 31 minutes into the race. And look, we've been dropped. The two of us, there's 2 second gap now. No excuse with the brake light here. I'm not touching the brakes. 3 seconds, 4 seconds. What have I got in my legs to go chasing? Well, does it look like I can start chasing from that picture on the left? It's a picture of tiredness. 5 second gap, you can see it. The weird thing is, the person commenting then, if you're doing 180 beats per minute, how have you an opportunity to type on your phone? I mean, I don't know. They must be far, far fitter than me. If they've time and the energy to start thinking about sending messages, 8 seconds ahead. Obviously, they're pushing now as a group. So it's us two at Sharf, the American, and myself. And then look, we've got 5 seconds. There's Watt and the French rider behind that. 4 seconds, 5 seconds. Half a mile to go, 0.4 of a mile to go, 32 minutes gone, 794 feet climbed. I don't think there's any more inclines. So it's flat along this. I put it in here to try and get away from Sharf. But I was putting in so much that I was just going big watts, small watts. Oh, 235. I should have just tried to maintain perhaps 300 watts to just take it to the line. Still racing here. This Sharf 4 meters behind, so he's got me in his gun sights. Down to 1,000 feet, he puts a sprint in, so I try and keep him off, hold him off. 177 beats per minute. I'm sure I would have guessed I'm at 190 at that point. Nothing else in the legs. He goes past me. I try and get up one last time. 16th gear. I think that's a mistake. I've accidentally gone up a gear. Look, 13th. Honestly, I'm absolutely delighted with that. 3.3 watts a kilo, 245 average. I'm really proud. Tell me what you think in the comments, like and subscribe. I will see you at the weekend. A fantastically enjoyable Zwift race again. Thank you.